Hello everyone and welcome to a detailed review of Audi's most futuristic crossover, and the one that doesn't shout out like the other electric cars, but also the one that actually blends very easily with the conventionally fueled models, which is this Audi e-tron Sportback S. So in today's video we're going to be finding out everything in detail about this one. But before we move forward, 90% of my subscribers are not really pressing that subscription button. So in order to do that, what you have to do is just make sure to go down, press that subscription button, red one. Next to that there's a bell icon, and leave all the notifications on, so that way you will never miss any of these video reviews from my channel. So let me start off from the front. Now the S-Line version is the sporty version of the standard e-tron Sportback, and there are also additional extras which are given out here, which is optional extras. So the first one is the black pack which comes on this e-tron Sportback, and the rings are all the Audi rings are all in black. There is also this blacked out radiator grille, but there's no radiator actually, but it's just for the same design purposes. There's also black surround around that. There's also an e-tron badging which is given at the bottom of this number plate as well. On the sides you would again find these black color inserts which are given, and then more vents that are given. These are the functional vents and not just for the show or anything. It actually channels air and throws it in the back. There are also more these fender skirtings which are given, and they also have the holes in them. Those are slots out here. They also channel air from the side and push it on to the side. At the bottom again, glossy black plastic that has been given, again the part of the optional extra. More open grill that is given at the bottom, even on the other side the same way. And when you come to these headlights, these are the matrix LED headlight cluster that you get on this Audi e-tron Sportback S, and there are also DRS which are given out here and on the bottom. So all of that is the part of the LED package, and there are also turn signals which are the dynamic turn signals which are given on the top, whereas the entire headlight cluster is also got the cornering lights and everything. So it's all the adaptive lights and all of that stuff that has been given. And on the inside, because this is an electric car, so out here in the front you get a fruit. So there's like a 61 liter worth of boot space that has been given, because there is battery and an additional space is left. So that actually is consumed by all the charging cables which are given for this car, which is your wall socket and the different plugs that you, when you're outside, the type 2 ones, the 11 kilowatt wall socket, all of that is just given out here, which sits right here in the front and doesn't consume a lot of boot space in the back. Now on the sides, the standard e-tron Sportback comes with 20-inch rims, but on this S-Line you also have the optional extra, which is this 21-inch alloy rims, and inside you would find the brake calipers that have been given. There's also an optional extra where you can have these brake calipers in orange color as well, and there are also these arches which are given out here, body colored ones on the front, and also they are given in the back as well. There's also a nice bit of arch out here, thick one. And also the Sportback itself is this basically design, which is why this car is called as the Sportback. And there is also this e-tron badging that has been given out here, and there is also a door. Now this door is for the charging. So on this e-tron Sportback S you get charging on both the sides. So I'll explain what is what. So on this side, when you press this button, it opens up, and then you have out here the CCS charging, which is your DC charging. So you can plug this car in, and this is one of the fastest charging car which will charge at 150 kilowatt. So in about 20 minutes you can charge this car up to 80%. About 30 minutes actually you can charge this car to 80%. So that's pretty quick. It's only that you need to find a 150 kilowatt charger. That's the only thing. And not just that, there are also other charging port which is given on the other side. Now that's just the AC charging port. So that's the usual ones you will find around, which is up to like your 50 kilowatt charging capacity that you will find on that one, or the standard one is like 22 kilowatt. So you can charge through that, and then again you can press this button and you can close the door, or when you remove the charger it will automatically close for you. So in terms of the charging, actually you get 90 kilowatt hour battery on this e-tron Sportback S, and I've actually been to a different Diva chargers that you get out here. So you get a green charger card out here. So when you go to some of the petrol stations, they would have those. They are also located on the map itself. So when you go there, you can plug this car into the right one, the right charger, and then you can tap the card and then the car would start charging. But they are currently available in the petrol stations, so somewhere around you would also find it in some of the communities and localities. So you find that you can tap the card and you can use that charging, which is free for the entire year. So that's one more advantage of charging the car out here. And the side mirrors are power foldable, they are also power adjustable, they have the blind spot warning on the sides, and there is also an LED turn signal that has been given. And this side mirror is a silver color side mirror that has been given. At the bottom there is more sort of skirting and this black color plastic trim glossy one that has been given, along with some design in the back as well. And these door handles are actually the electric one and not the lever one, so there's no cable or anything, it's actually electronic. So when you open, actually you would actually hear the clicking sound from the motors. And inside there's an S-line badging that is also illuminated as well. Sorry about a lot of supercars that are all around, and they are just going around like quite quickly and making all that noise. And in the back, the Sportback edition, which I said, which is this what you get out here, the design of it. And there is also a black color surround that has been given around these windows. And in the back there is a small bit of lift spoiler that has been given. And also there are air suspensions, the adaptive air suspensions, which are given on this e-tron Sportback, which actually make your ride pretty comfortable. I'm going to come to that when we go for a drive. Now another optional extra that you can also get on this e-tron Sportback S are the side mirrors. And if you're wondering, you probably would have seen the side mirrors which have the camera in there. Yeah, that's an optional extra which you can fit to your car as well. So the feed would be relayed onto the side doors, where you can get the digital feed from there. And those are very sleeker ones, and apparently they increase the mileage by 5 kilometers. You get a longer range of the car, so it's up to you. You can even upgrade the car to that one as well. Now coming in the back, you get LED tail light cluster. It's a combination of LED tail light cluster, and there is also this LED light bar that comes in the back. Turn signals are also the dynamic turn signals. And not just that, there is also the Audi rings, which are again in the black, again a part of the black package. Then there is this small lift spoiler which I mentioned, and then it's a very high riding rear end if you see from here. So in terms of the visibility, it's actually all right, I would say, although this high riding position in the back reduces a little bit of the visibility on the lower end of your road, but not too bad. There are not too much of thicker pillars, that's the best thing. And there's also the e-tron badging out here, S badge out here, again in the blackout version. At the bottom there is this black color glossy plastic that has been given, more glossy bits out here along with the parking sensors as well. And then there is no exhaust, of course, because it's an electric car. Now in terms of the boot space, when the rear seats are up, you can put 615 liters of luggage, which is slightly lesser than the standard, the non-battery powered e-tron version. So that's because the battery actually consumes a little bit of space at the bottom, which is why you get the 615 liters of luggage space. There are also scruff plates which are given in this really bright, fancy, flashy plate out here that has been given. And there are also hooks which are given on the bottom of the boot floor as well. And at the bottom of this boot floor you would find your temporary spare wheel that has been given, and more space to put your chargers and cables. Again, more charging cables which are given out here, which is your type 3 charger, so you can go to any charging point and both sides you can just connect the chargers. Again, if you want to watch more detailed explanation about the different charging methods and the cables and everything, I've done a detailed explanation on that in the Audi e-tron GT, so you can click on the pop-up banner out here and can watch the detailed review video of that as well. There's also a boot separator, but that can be easily just removed. You can just slide it out and you can put it down at the bottom. And there is also one more boot separator, so it's a two-part thing, so you can remove that also and put it down. Now the rear seats are foldable in a ratio of 40:20:40, but you can easily fold them down from here if your arms can reach. Otherwise you have to go on the sides and then fold the seat down. I'm just going to fold one and show you. So when you fold the rear seats down, you can put 1665 liters of luggage, and that's pretty alright. There's a bit of a slope in here, but that's been nicely covered with the carpet, so it's very smooth that way, and it's not like abrupt like a step out here. There are also boot lights which are given. So overall the boot space is kind of reduced that way, but it's still pretty even and it's pretty rectangular, so you can utilize a lot more in terms of storing luggage in the back. Now on the inside of this Audi e-tron Sportback S, things are quite similar to any other Audis that you would notice, which is why I said it's just as similar to any, the conventional fuel car. So everything is exactly same. It's just that this is an electric car, that's an engine car. So that's the only difference. Now in terms of the interior quality, it's just pretty amazing. Audis are very good in terms of making the interiors, the fit and finish, the quality of materials, all of that is really nice. So out here you get soft touch material out here with this white stitching. This is squidgy one on the door cards. There's squidgy ones that has been given on the sides. There is also the suede material that has been given. Then there is this red color, the wine red leather that has been given, along with the switches which are in the nice bit of plastic that has been given. You only at the bottom of this door card there's plastic. Out here there's still soft touch that has been given, but on the edges there is like plastic. Near this gear lever there's this leather covered S embossed gear shifter that has been given. Even that gear shifter is pretty cool. I'm going to come to that as well. The infotainment screen, your AC screen, all of that is in black color along with the bright glossy black plastic that has been surrounded. There's also an e-tron badging that has been given out here in the dashboard itself, and then this really nice aluminum finished trim that has been given on the dashboard itself. Even on the sides out here there is this chrome, like the dull chrome that has been given out here near the switches and everything. And also there are mood lights which are given out here in the door cards, in the dashboard, out here in this door card, out here where this the center console is out here as well, even in the footwell. And the door also have the dual lighting system, so you can change all of those lights from here inside the car. So there is like an option, and even this e-tron has lights out here in the dashboard itself which you can change. Again, you can go into the background lighting and you can change all the different settings. All there are like so many options like contour, vision, solar. These have the fixed light settings, or you can go to Audi drive select, and whatever drive mode you are in, it would select that color. And then you can even go to the individual and customize the lightings out here. So even the brightness and everything, so surfaces and contours, all of that you can change. And then there are like 30 different combinations of lights that you can select, and you can have different sort of mood out here in your own car out here. So that's one good thing about the lighting system which has been given out here, be it outside or be it inside. Anywhere, the lighting system on the Audis is just next level, and you should definitely check these lights out at night, because boy, it really makes the whole car look very relaxed, racy. Whatever mood you want to set it in, it would look that for you on the inside. Now when you come to the driver's display, you get a digital driver's display which has been given out here with two conventional dials on both the sides, but these dials also can be changed. So you can change the dials from the settings. So display can be changed, which is your Audi virtual cockpit. So once you go in there, you can change it to the sport, or you can change it to the e-tron sport, which will be more sportier, and it will show you the right amount of information, torque, power and everything out here in the center. And then you can even configure the information that you see. You can go to the classic also, and then you can configure the information that you see on the left dial. So you can have no display, or you can have the electrical consumption, or you can have the average speed. All of that you can change from here itself. So that's the thing that you can do from here. And once you're in the main screen out here, there is the screen in the center where you can change the information, where you can see your date and time, you can see your range of the car, your short-term memory, long-term memory, your driver assistance, and then you can even scroll on to the right side where you can see your media option, your phone options when you're connected, your navigation, and then you come back to the same menu option which shows you all the vehicle information as well. So it's pretty quick that way. There's also a view button that has been given, so when you press that view button, you can make the whole screen bigger, and the information is bigger and the dials are smaller. So my favorite view is actually the navigation. I'm time and again mentioned, like I really like this view where the maps are big and the dials are small. When you come to the steering wheel, this is a leather covered steering wheel which is half perforated and it's flat bottom. There's also an S badging which has been given out here. There are also paddles which are given out here, but these are not for the gears because it's an electric car, there's no gearbox, but these paddles are for the regenerative braking that you want from this car. So minus means more aggressive regeneration when you leave the the throttle pedal, it would automatically generate that, and also when you brake, it automatically generates the energy from there also. And you would actually notice that, you know, the different levels, the car actually pulls a lot, you know, aggressively when you leave the throttle, when you're in the maximum level. So that will charge the car and give you that extra bit of battery power as well. And on the right side, you would find the controls for your media and everything, and also the communication control. There's also a star button, which if you press, you can customize that steering wheel button from here to show you different options, which are these traffic navigation and all that stuff. And on the left side, you would find the buttons to control your driver's display and also the different views that you want on your driver's display as well. And there is also a standard cruise control and also the speed limiter stick, which has been given out here on the bottom side, on the left side of the steering wheel. But overall, the steering wheel design is also pretty sporty, and I like the look and the feel of it. It's got the 3-spoke. Again, that's an optional extra which you get on this one. This is an additional one that has been given, the sporty one. And the steering wheel is also manually adjustable, which is your tilt and telescopic, so you can adjust the right position for your driving style. Now when you come to the air conditioning controls, you get an 8.8-inch digital display out here, which is a colorful one, and both the screens out here which are given, they have the haptic feedback whenever you touch any option, so which is why you hear any clicking sound. You see that click click, that sound that it makes is all to give you a feedback whenever you're driving, that you're touching that button. So the AC options are right in front of you on the screen itself. So this is a dedicated screen that way for your air conditioning controls. So in the center you can change the fan speed, and either side you can change the temperature on both the sides. So you get 4-zone air conditioning system on this e-tron Sportback S. And at the bottom you would find the buttons for your AC, your on and off, your recirculation of air, and there are also these 3 options which you go on top, and then you can change the rear air conditioning settings as well. You can switch it on and off and all of that you can do from here. You can even control the rear air conditioning, and then there are top buttons which are given for your hill descent control on that same screen. Then there is the home address, like a shortcut button. Then there is the charging options which you can change, like these paddles which are given. So if you can leave it in the auto or the manual, it also shows you how you're doing when you are consuming in terms of the battery. So it all shows you out here, like, you know, your everyday use, your long distance, or even you can leave this car every day. Like if you plugged in the charger, it would automatically start the car charging at your designated time, day and date, everything that you can put out here, and it would do every day that thing. So the recuperation that I was mentioning, that option is also given out here. And there is also the button for your screen on and off. So that's your main infotainment screen that you can turn on and off. So that's your, you know, air conditioning screen that has been given out here. There are more buttons which are given at the bottom for your drive select. So you can actually a lot of driving modes. So you get an off-road mode, an all-road driving mode, efficiency, comfort. There's also auto, there's dynamic, there is also the individual mode which can be customized, and you can customize your drive system, suspension, steering, all of that you can do from here. Not just that, you can even raise the height of these suspensions as you want, like you can lower the car or increase the height of the car. So that's also been given out here. Because this car gets the adaptive air suspension, you have the ability to do that as well, or you can just leave it in auto and let the car figure out the best driving modes for you. So those are the buttons which are given out here. Again, even that has the haptic feedback. There's also traction control button, parking lights, and the rear and the, you know, front defogging options which are given for that as well. There are also more buttons at the bottom of that, which is your start stop button, and also the volume dial that has been given, but it's a little bit in the corner side. That's the only thing. Then there is also the button for your driver assist, so you can leave it to maximum, individual, or basic. There are lots of, you know, options that you can do with this car. Every option that has been given, you can just customize to whatever levels you want to do, and, you know, get the maximum out of this system. And when you come to the infotainment system, this is a 10.1-inch colorful display that has been given on this e-tron Sportback S, and it sits very flushed out into the dashboard. The black color glossy plastics around that, when it's not functioning, it would actually look like there is no screen out here. It's sort of meant you to believe like that. So once it starts, you get the main widgets on your screen, and then you long press them, and you can even, you know, change the positions of that, or you can change the options inside of that. I'm going to be doing a detailed explanation of how to use this infotainment screen, so that will drop after this video. So make sure to watch that video as well if you just want to see the infotainment screen. But again, the infotainment options and everything is exactly same on any other Audi that you will find, and it's the same on this one as well. And then it's decently snappy as well. I like that. So it's not too loaded, and there are color coded menu options as well. For your yellow is for your media, green is for your phone, red is for your car settings, blue is for navigation, and white is for all your settings. So the first option is your radio option, then the next option is your media option, inside which you will find your source. So in terms of the connectivity, you can connect to this infotainment system using the Bluetooth. Then there is also the USB, and there is also the wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So that will make your life much more easier, because you can use your Google Maps, you play your music, you can do everything out here. Then your telephone whenever you're connected. There's also inbuilt navigation system if you don't want to use the Android Auto. So it's decently snappy as well. It's pretty good, and you can do a lot more things with it. You can search inside your destination and all of that from here as well. Once you come out, there's also the phone app option, which is your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Then there is the detailed car settings, in which you will find your Audi Drive Select, which is your different driving modes. So as I explained before, whatever driving modes are here. Then the car details, in which you will see your range potential that you can increase by changing your driving style. Then the charging and efficiency. There's also seat option, the AC option, then the lights and the vision option. So the exterior lights that you have, your matrix lights. So the matrix headlights are the optional extras that have been given on this e-tron Sportback, which I forgot to mention. So your entry exit lights, your background light, your rain sensor, all of that can be changed. Parking aid, driver assist, your settings, and the steering wheel button, the hold assist, the air suspension trailer button. So it would increase the height of that. The air suspension to change the wheel, so press that and you can change the wheel, so it would increase the height of that too again. And the other options when you go back are your favorites. You can have any of your favorite menu options which are in here. So navigation, radio, telephone, all of that. Then the setting option, in which you will find your general, your display, and the brightness, which will have your Audi virtual cockpit, MMI, the operation in the rear. All of that can be changed from here. The dimming, brighting, everything. The sound system, so you get Bang & Olufsen optional extra sound system, which is a 3D sound system on this Audi e-tron GT, and I suggest you go for that because it sounds incredible. Even on the sides, there are shortcut menu options for your home, your radio, your media option, the phone, and also the navigation. There's also a drop down option where you can see all your notifications, your Wi-Fi sharing. This also has the Wi-Fi sharing, which is again an optional extra. Then there is the setting button and the guest option, where you can have your user profile. You can change all of that from here. There's also a ready-made profile that has been created for me, so you will see my name on that screen itself. Then the guest user, then the date option you can change. So all these things that you can do from this infotainment screen, and it's sometimes slightly slow, but still I like the interface as well, because it's very easy that way. Just need to understand a little bit. Once you sit down, that's about it. Now in terms of the charging, you get two USB Type-C ports which are given out here underneath the center armrest, and that's about it on this Audi e-tron Sportback S. And there is also one 12-volt power socket which is given for the rear passenger. And not just that, there's also a hole that has been given, so you can pass your cable from there, and you can leave your phones and everything in this center armrest while they are charging. So that's one clever thing that they have done with it. Now when you come to the storage, you can put a lot more in this car. So you have at least 1.5 liter worth of bottle you can put in the door cards, some more storage on the sides. There are also these two cup holders which are given, and you can fold them down and you can create like a even space where you can store something, your phones and wallets. Again, they are charging. One more slot again for your phones and wallet. There are also these cutouts which are given out here, so they may act like a handle when this car is actually going pretty fast. There's also a glove box that has been given. Even that is a huge one. On the other side, same door cards with the same capacity. For the rear passenger, again same door capacity. You can put like 1.5 liter worth of bottle on both the door cards. There's also this center armrest, which is a slidable one, so you can slide it ahead and you can put it in the position. And inside, as I mentioned, you can put your phones and wallets, or you can slide your charger cable inside as well. So that's what is given. There's also one more 12-volt power socket that has been given out here. There's also one more small storage which is given out here on the left side underneath the steering wheel, where you can store your wallets. Now when you come to this gear shifter, this is a pretty unique gear shifter that you will find out here. So there is like a slider thing that has been given, so you can put it in the drive, you can put it in the neutral, reverse, or the park button which is given on the side, and this is like a fixed handle that you rest your hands on and you can operate. I like this, I really like this style of operating this gear lever. And on this e-tron Sportback S you get the SOS button for emergency purposes, for medical purposes. If you have any emergency, you can press this button and your coordinates are sent through the center and some help is sent to your way. There is also this panoramic sunroof that has been given on this e-tron Sportback S, and one good thing is that sometimes when you have the panoramic sunroof, the noise is compromised because there's leakage of all of that, but on this one it's so airtight, especially because it's an electric car. It has to be very quiet, and Audi has managed to somehow make sure that things are very quiet in here. Even when you're driving at the highest speed, there's no wind whooshing or anything. So I'm going to come to that when we go to the driving bits as well. So yeah, you have a full size panoramic sunroof that has been given. And when you come to these seats, these are the wine red leather seats that are given on this e-tron Sportback. There's also the diamond quilting that has been given on this one. There's also the S badging embossed one. Again, that's an optional extra which has been given on this e-tron Sportback S. And the seats are not perforated because that's again an optional extra. There's also a wireless charger that is also an optional extra. So all of that is part of an optional extra that you can add to your list, so you can customize this car. But yeah, the seats so far are pretty comfortable, I would say, and there is also ample of lumbar support in the back because that is also adjustable. On the sides, though, they are sporty seats, but yeah, they are quite broad and that way you fit in quite well. Side support is decent, even at the bottom is pretty decent. The bottom support, yes, even that's pretty nice because you can adjust. So the headrests are the fixed ones, so yeah, you cannot do much with that. Now both the driver and the passenger side seat are 8-way electronically adjustable and also 4-way electronically lumbar control. Now in the rear there is decent amount of space, I would say, because my knees have decent amount of room out here. There's also a bit of cutout in the seats which gives you additional bit of space for your knees, but headroom, I'm afraid, yeah, that's not much because this is a sloping roofline because of the Sportback setting. So yeah, my head is kind of nearly there near the roof. Someone about 6 feet, yeah, will start brushing their heads against the ceiling. The only thing is that these seats feel a little low when you're sat in here, and also the angle, yeah, that's a bit more straighter than if it was a little more reclined. So would have been nicer, but I understand because there are like batteries at the bottom of it, which is why this setup that has been given. And you can slide your legs under the seat, but not much because there's not enough room that way, because these seats are quite thick and padded, because as I said, there's no headrest, separate one. So yeah, that's also, your view is blocked out, so you have to dodge a little bit and then get to see in the front as well. Now in the back you get the same wine red color leather seats out here in this diamond quilting design that has been given, and also both these seats have they are also like a sporty setup kind of seat, but they are decently soft as well. There is no tunnel out here, like a small bit of step out here, but not too much. But when I sit in the middle, yeah, now my head is almost kind of brushing the ceiling as well. So the middle passenger, yeah, it's more like for two people, and the middle one can be a temporary arrangement that ways. And when there is no one out here, you can drop down this handrest as well, and there's also a storage out here where you can store your phones and everything. And surprisingly, there are no cup holders which are given out here. I was thinking this was like a cover or something, but no, this is nothing. It's just the plastic cover that has been given. I sort of had the idea that this will be like cup holders, so I don't know where the rear passengers would keep their cups or anything. And also you can drop down this rear handrest and you can load longer objects as well, or if you want to access the boot from here, you can do that as well. So 4 people can travel, and also you can load longer objects in here. There are also 2 air conditioning vents which are given out here in the center console, and also 2 more air conditioning vents in the frames out here on either side. And as I said, this is a 4-zone air conditioning control, so the controls are given at the bottom. So there's on and off, there's also the fan speed adjustment, the temperature adjustment for both the passengers, and also the flow of air for both the passengers that you can adjust. So that has been given. And also in the back, the door cards are soft squishy ones. Again, I like that because usually brands would just put normal plastic, but on this one it's nice squishy one. Even out here, the same design of giving you the suede material with this red wine leather that has been given where you're going to be resting your hands, and the same quality of buttons and switches and everything that has been given. So only at the bottom there is just like normal place, but I'm like, all right, it's not going to be in your way when you're looking at it. So wherever you're going to be interacting with the car, yeah, that's all like really comfortable. So this Audi e-tron Sportback S is powered by 3 electrical motors, one motor which is given in the front axle and 2 on the rear, and the biasing is basically more towards the rear. So most of the times it's more like a rear wheel drive, and only when the power or the traction is needed, it would also, you know, call for the front motor as well. And in terms of the battery capacity, it's got a 95 kilowatt hour battery on this one. And in terms of the power, so the combined power from this whole setup is 503 horsepower, and the torque, wait for it, is 973 newton meters. So that's a lot, and there's no gearbox, so it's just immediately the moment you press, yeah, you're just thrown into the seat. And this is still in the comfort mode, by the way. So the best thing to do is just put this into the dynamic mode, and now let the fun begin, because the moment I just touch the accelerator pedal, it just wants to just fly off. And the thing about the electrical power is that it's immediate. The torque is immediate from the moment you press the throttle. So this thing can do 0 to 100 in 5.3 seconds. So that's a lot. The 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.3. And to be honest, this is an SUV, and for it to do this is just unbelievable, because yeah, it just, you have to wrap your mind around that you know, this thing can go so quick, yet it's an SUV and it's pretty big that way, and yeah, it's meant to do daily stuff, but you know, it still can go like whoa. You really need to be careful before you start understanding driving this car. And plus, if you put this in the charging mode where, you know, you have a different regenerative braking while braking, or if you lift off your throttle, then yeah, you will also feel the pullback as well. But yes, the power delivery is amazing. I've driven the e-tron GT, and yeah, it's nearly like that. It's just that this is an SUV version of that. So on the power front, I really like, but the only issue that I want to discuss is the battery. Now, thing is 95 kilowatt hour battery, and I am actually doing, like, on a normal day-to-day driving, you will do about 25 to 27 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. So if you just, you know, add it up, so it comes to around 320 to 350 kilometers per hour. But if you're gonna be hooning around like me, like a lunatic, like yeah, like this, then it easily drops down, and then yeah, suddenly that 350 kilometer range is not too much. I wish that there was an upgrade where you can upgrade the battery pack to, you know, a little more, so that yeah, you can just, you know, go about doing this all day long. But nonetheless, I mean, yeah, if you can come around that term, and if you're just going to be driving it inside the city, it's going to be enough. But yeah, you need to charge it every day. And again, I mentioned before as well, people with their own private villas are going to be able to, you know, better manage this situation than if you are in a building looking for chargers every day in your office and stuff. Then yeah, it can become a little, you know, hectic and a little troublesome that way. But I mean, you can even install a Diva charger in your own building, so you just get a few permissions and then you can install it in your own parking lot. So again, that also problem can be solved. But yes, longer journeys, if the battery pack was longer, would have been easier. Now when it comes to the suspensions, you get air suspensions on this one, and they are very nice. I mean, they are super comfortable. You won't even notice. If you put it in the dynamic mode, the setup becomes a little harder, but yeah, let me do the comfort. So it just mellows down and it becomes softer, and then now the ride quality is really smooth. Everything, all the bumps and everything is soaked up so well, and you don't really feel a lot of bumps inside this car after that, because the chassis itself is so brilliant. Audis are really, they've nailed the electric game also. So let me do a slalom and show you, because yeah, this is in the comfort mode, and if I put it in the dynamic, the roll also becomes a little less. But then again, the battery pack is at the bottom, so which is why the CG is still somewhere in the middle, and I don't feel like I'm sitting on top of the car. So that's one good thing. Now that way, so the suspension front is really good, and it's very comfortable for day-to-day use. Now when you come to the steering, again, steering is one of the best things. Even though this is a heavy vehicle, it's an electric car with so much of weight to it, but it's so precise and it's so pointy. Like, you can literally turn in and you know that it's gonna turn and do exactly the same thing. There's hardly any understeer in that department. So turn in and then it's easily, and the steering itself has so much of feedback, even though it's electronic. So when you change different modes, it also changes the intensity in the dynamic. It's a little more stiffer that way, but it's really nice. Now the e-tron Sportback also comes with different driving modes as well, as I said, but particularly that I want to discuss is the all-road and the off-road. So I don't know how will you be able to do off-roading, because if you go in, you're going to require a lot of power. You're going to drain your batteries, and how you're going to charge them. But again, this is a 21-inch rims that this car has, and I don't want to damage them by taking them inside. So I don't know if this thing can do off-roading. I mean, if Audi has given a couple of modes, that means they are confident that this thing can do. With maybe proper tires, you definitely can do off-roading on this one. Now when you come to the noise and the vibration, again, that department I really like in here too, because it's really quiet in here. Like, even though this is an electric car, there's no engine noise or anything. There's only that electrical sound that you will hear, the whoop thing. Let me, I'm just finding reasons to accelerate, but so it's that sound that you will just hear. But otherwise it's really quiet in here. Like, there is no air leak from here. The tire noise, it's very bearable, it's very minimum that way. And you're still sitting out here, you can have a conversation quite easily. You can chat in here. No one's gonna notice anything that there's a lot of noise from outside. And the build quality, as I said, it's phenomenal. I really like the build quality on any Audis, in fact. So that's one good thing. And the brakes, when you come to that, you get 4 big disc brakes. So let me do 100 to 0 brake test and show you. Now the thing is, you get emergency stop signal, but also you get the electronic belt tensioner. So the moment I press hard, like, the belt also grips me and it basically wants to crush my chest. That's the thing. But oh boy, you can actually feel the whole mass coming to a stop through that brake pedal. And the brake pedal itself is really nice. It's got good amount of the travel to it, and it's not like a sudden thing. So again, because it's an S line, so you get good amount of braking action too from this one. Now when it comes to the safety systems on this e-tron Sportback S, you get 6 airbags, 2 for the front driver and the passenger, 2 side airbags again for the driver and the passenger, 2 curtain airbags which are given on the frames as well. There is also child isofix points in both the rear seats. There is also the 360-degree camera system, which is an optional extra which you get on this e-tron Sportback S, and it's really nice, the output from there. And you also get a 3D mode in there, where you can see the car in the 3D, and it actually moves and the wheels and everything rotate. So all of that you can see that from there. There is also the emergency stop signal. There is also the blind spot warning system. There is also the belt tensioner, as I mentioned. There is also the ABS. There is also the EBD. There are all the safety systems which are standard on any other Audi models. They are also given out here, the front and the rear collision warnings and all of that. So yes, in terms of that, there is the Audi pre-sense that you get, so that takes care of all these warnings and stuff. So that way, yes, safety wise, it's really packed with a lot of things. Now when you come to the pricing, so this standard e-tron Sportback S will cost you 370,900 dirhams. I'm going to put the exact pricing on your screen. Whereas the one with the optional extras, which is this one, you have the matrix lights, so many things that has been fitted to this. So with that, this car costs 417,000 dirhams. Now I know that it's a lot of money for a lot of car that you get, but yes, it's an electrical car, and Audis tend to do very good electrical cars. That's the thing. So even the e-tron GT, that was phenomenal. This has the same roots and everything that has been put in this car as well, and you can feel it when you drive this car too. So that way, yes, it's, if you remove all the optional extras, yes, it's a good car, although I still wish that there was a battery upgrade that was available for this car too. Then this thing would have been really nice to, you know, drive every single day. Because here's the thing, this car actually has a purpose, and that is to take you from one point to the other in comfort, in ultra comfort, and also it's meant to arrive in style, because that's what this car is all about. When you arrive, yeah, people are going to notice you, and there's not going to be any noise or anything. And if you are someone that, yeah, really cares about the environment, then yeah, this is going to be a cool way to make your arrival, you know, with a sort of bang. Yeah, anyways, that is pretty much it for this video. Give this video a thumbs up, and thank you for watching this video. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, then you can click here, and if you want to watch more videos, then click here. I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye, take care, and stay safe.